Good morning and welcome back. Today we're going to be taking a look at how to add photos into our Premiere Pro project to cover up our cuts that we created earlier. We're going to get started by double-clicking on our Time Capsule folder and double-clicking on our Time Capsule Premiere Pro project file, and then we can exit out of our Finder window right here. This is going to take just a moment to open up here, so we'll just hang tight until this finishes loading up. Shouldn't take long at all. Our new computers are nice and zippy. Now this is about to pop open, and there we go. So this is exactly where we left off in our previous video. To make sure that we're able to follow along, really nice and easy. If we go back in our video by clicking and dragging on our playhead here, we're going to go to a point in the video where we see a cut happen. That's where we're combining two different segments of video. We'll drag this all the way back. And you'll see if you watch the program monitor here that I sort of teleport out in a process that we call a jump cut. We'll watch that one more time.
You have fun.
So even though we see this a lot on YouTube or social media these days, this is considered unprofessional and it's something we should address. And that's where our photos come in. We're going to be able to cover up our cuts with our photos to make our video look a little bit more polished and a little bit more professional. So the first thing that I talk about in my video here.
I'm 29 years old, and when I'm not at school, I like to play Rocket League with my friends.
So the first thing I talk about in my video here is that I enjoy playing Rocket League. So that might be the first photo that I'll choose to use here. To open up my Photos folder, I'll double click on Time Capsule Photo inside of Premiere Pro. I'm going to look for the photo that matches the first thing I talk about in my video. In this case, I was talking about Rocket League. I'll grab my Rocket League photo. I'm going to drag this above my first cut. And in this case, we'll just line it up directly with our first cut here. And let's go ahead and rewind this and see how that looks.
Have fun. A few things about me.
So right away, we can see that there is a problem with our graphic here. It's a little bit too small. Luckily, this is a really easy fix. We're going to double click on our photo, and that's going to add controls to the corners of our image. If we click and drag on one of our corners here, we can make that picture bigger until it fills up the screen. Let's take a look at how our edit looks now.
This time capsule for you. Have fun. A few things about me. I'm 29 years old, and when I'm not at school, I like to play Rocket League with my friends.
Now, for this example here, it looks like that photo went away a little fast. It went away before I actually started talking about the thing that I was interested in. But again, this is a really easy fix. We're going to move our mouse to the end of that photo on our timeline right here until our mouse turns red. Then we're going to hold down with our left hand on the left side of the trackpad and slide our mouse over to the right. And the farther to the right we go, the longer this video becomes. The farther to the left we go, the shorter our video becomes. I'm going to have mine go right around to here, but you can experiment with it and see what feels right to you. I'm going to go ahead and let go. And again, let's play this back and see how it looks.
Making this time capsule for you. Have fun. A few things about me. I'm 29 years old, and when I'm not at school, I like to play Rocket League with my friends. Another thing I really like doing is make.
So in the second part here, I start talking about how I enjoy making espresso at home. So I'm going to go and find my picture that matches up with espresso. And we're going to drag that right next to our first picture, this other purple icon on our timeline, and let go. Let's see how that's looking now.
A few things about me. I'm 29 years old, and when I'm not at school, I like to play Rocket League with my friends. Another thing I really like doing is making espresso.
So this is another one of those cases where our photo is too small, so we'll need to make it bigger. Double click on your photo, and this time we can't see the edges. But again, this is an easy fix. We'll click on where it says fit right here, and we'll try 50%. It looks like that was way too big, so we'll go all the way down to 10%, and you'll see that that zooms our image way out. We'll grab onto our corners, stretch them out until our picture fills the frame. And if we'd like to move our picture around, we can click and drag from the center to move that photo around. So that's looking a lot better. Again, we'll rewind and play it back.
Rocket League with my friends.
If we want to make this bigger again, we can click on where it says 10% and do fit.
Another thing I really like doing is making espresso. Right now,
so I'm going to shorten down my photo here, just clicking and dragging this to the side. And this should give us a full sequence here.
With my friends. Another thing I really like doing is making espresso. Right now, my favorite show is Delicious in Dungeon.
So if we're following the script template, hopefully it's easy to see that this is going to be a pretty straightforward process. We're just going to keep on dragging the appropriate photos onto our timeline above our video to cover up our cuts. Now, we might not necessarily need to see the photos all the time. Sometimes it's okay to see yourself talking, but we do want to make sure that when we're adding in our photos, it's covering up these cuts. So you can see these cuts indicated by this little line that appears in our video in all of these different places. So it's just very important that we're covering up those cuts and making our picture big enough so that we can't see the cut happening. I'm going to fast forward through the rest of this edit, and I'll talk to you at the end of this process. Alright, and just like that, we have finished adding in all of our photos onto our timeline. Now, if you speak slower than me, you may find that it's necessary to show yourself talking from time to time, and that's completely okay. And in fact, when you're watching this back at the end of the year, that'll make it that much more special. So whether you're a slow speaker or naturally fast, that's okay either way. You'll be able to stretch out your photos and fill in that space so that it'll look great either way. That's going to wrap up this video. So again, let's make sure we go to File at the top and select Save. And then we'll screenshot our work once again. Let's make sure we zoom out on our timeline by clicking and dragging on our handles here before we take our screenshot to make sure we can see all of our hard work. So again, Windows F10 to take that screenshot, and we'll submit that screenshot on Google Classroom. I'm going to go ahead and play this edit back real quickly just so you can see my finalized example, but if that won't benefit you, that's okay, we'll wrap it up here. For those of you who are interested though, we'll go ahead and play this back from the beginning.
Hello, future me. Today is August 15th, and I'm making this time capsule for you. Have fun. A few things about me. I'm 29 years old, and when I'm not at school, I like to play Rocket League with my friends. Another thing I really like doing is making espresso. Right now, my favorite show is Delicious in Dungeon. I also really enjoyed the show Arcane. Something I'm really excited about this year is getting all my students making their first videos. Something I'm nervous about is keeping up with my workload. And lastly, something I'm really proud of this year is earning my Adobe Photoshop certification. That's all I have to say for now. Keep being awesome, future me. Bye.
Alright, and that will wrap up our video here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all back in class. Bye now.